My husband's excuse was always, "I'm just busy building our future." So I took care of the house, his sick mother, our two kids, and still found time to pack his lunch every morning. One day, I found a bracelet in his car with the inscription, "For our secret life." I put it back. I didn't say a word. That night, I let him eat, sleep, and smile. The next morning, I handed him an envelope with everything, affair proof, asset transfers, and my goodbye letter. He didn't say a word. Just sat there, staring. I don't know where to start, but I guess the beginning makes the most sense. My name's Rachel. I'm 38. I live in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Or at least I used to. I was married to a man named Travis for 13 years. We have two kids, Addie is 10, and Josh just turned 7. We lived in a modest 2-story house with a squeaky back door and too many memories burned into the walls. Travis always said, "I'm just busy building our future." That was his catch-all excuse. If he missed a birthday party, that was why. If he worked late for the 3rd week in a row, same reason. If he forgot to pick up cold medicine when I was sick, he was building our future. So I picked up the slack. All of it. I worked part-time as a substitute teacher, made the kids' lunches, did the grocery shopping, managed the bills, took his mom to her dialysis appointments, and still woke up early to pack his lunch every damn day. A turkey sandwich. 1 banana. Protein bar. Water bottle. Sometimes a sweet note, if I wasn't too tired. I didn't mind, honestly. I believed him. I believed we were building something. A life. A legacy. Something steady. Then I found the bracelet. It was a Wednesday afternoon. I was searching for Addie's library book. She had a meltdown that morning when she couldn't find it. Travis had driven her to school that day, so I figured maybe she left it in his car. I took his keys, climbed into the driver's seat, and started digging. I found it wedged between the center console and passenger seat, a delicate silver bracelet in a velvet pouch. I opened it. For our secret life. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I didn't even blink. I just sat there staring at it like I was reading something in a different language. Then I put it back. Same spot. Same pouch. Closed the car door and went back inside like nothing happened. That night, I made lasagna. His favorite. I set the table, helped Josh with homework, and poured Travis a glass of his favorite whiskey. He talked about work. Smiled like everything was fine. I smiled too. I even laughed at a joke he told. I waited until he was asleep, dead asleep, mouth open, snoring lightly. Then I got up and opened my laptop. That was the start of everything. I started digging. His phone was locked, but his laptop wasn't. I knew his passwords, same ones he's had since college. I opened his email, and there it was. All of it. Her name was Camille. Blonde. 32. Works at his company. Married. No kids. Their emails were disgusting. I read things I can't unread. Photos. Plans. Hotel receipts. Even an email chain about a secret bank account in her name that he'd been funneling money into. Thousands. I printed everything. Hundreds of pages. I made copies. I organized it by date. I made charts. I wasn't angry. Not yet. I was cold. Numb. Like my body had shut off everything but function. He didn't just cheat. He used me. Lied to me. While I was bathing his dying mother and scrubbing urine out of bedsheets, he was in hotel rooms with her. While I was packing his damn lunch, he was sending her messages about how she made him feel alive again. But I waited. Over the next 2 weeks, I prepared. Quietly. Carefully. I got legal advice. I contacted a forensic accountant through a lawyer friend. I opened my own bank account. I started moving small amounts of money, just enough that he wouldn't notice. I made copies of our financial records. I got everything lined up. One day, I stood in our laundry room for hours just folding towels. Thinking. My hands moved, but my brain was somewhere else. I thought about what I wanted. Revenge? Closure? Justice? Maybe all of it. I waited for the right day. It came on a Tuesday. That morning, I made his lunch like always. Banana. Turkey sandwich. I added a chocolate chip cookie. I handed him the bag, kissed him on the cheek. And then I handed him an envelope. He looked at it, confused. What's this? I said, everything. He opened it. Inside were the printed emails, the pictures, a letter from my lawyer, documents showing the secret account, and a goodbye letter from me. He didn't say a word. He just sat there, staring at the table like it had personally betrayed him. I grabbed my purse, kissed Addie and Josh on the head, and I walked out. I didn't look back. I went to my sister's house that day. I sat in her guest room for hours, just shaking. Not crying. Not yet. Just shaking. That was 2 months ago. There's more. And it gets worse before it gets better. After I left that morning, I thought he might chase me. Call me. Apologize. Beg. He didn't. I spent the next few days at my sister's house. My phone stayed quiet. Not even a text from Travis. But I wasn't surprised. That's how cowards move. They freeze when they lose control. On the third day, my lawyer called. Rachel, you need to come in. He sounded different. Serious. When I got there, he handed me a thick envelope. Your husband's attorney sent this over. I opened it. Inside were documents showing a property transfer. Travis had quietly bought a small home in Wisconsin. In Camille's name. 3 weeks ago. While I was making him breakfast, while I was folding his shirts, he was setting up his new life. He wasn't just cheating. He was leaving, but only after bleeding me dry. I felt dizzy. Like I couldn't trust gravity anymore. He had already started moving funds. Bigger amounts now. My lawyer said it looked like he was trying to move assets out of our joint ownership to make it harder for me to get a fair share in the divorce. But he wasn't smart about it. See, I already had everything I needed. I had the transfers, the emails, even a video of him and Camille that I'd found saved in a work projects folder on his desktop. It was all mine now. I called my lawyer and said, let him think he's winning. Let him bury himself. Back at my sister's, I had a moment with my daughter that about broke me. Mom, Addie asked, why isn't Dad calling us? She was trying to sound tough, but her voice cracked. She missed him. She didn't understand. I couldn't tell her the truth, not yet. So I said, he's very busy with work right now. A lie, just like the ones he fed me for years. That night, I cried. For real this time. In the dark, in the hallway bathroom, with the water running so no one could hear. Not because I missed him, but because of all the time I lost. The years, the effort, the stupid little lunches. The next twist came 2 weeks later. Travis showed up at my sister's house. He didn't knock, he just walked up to the porch while the kids were playing outside. My sister came in, furious. He's here, with her. I went to the window. There they were, Travis and Camille. She stood behind him like a shadow. He tried to look casual. I just wanted to talk. I stepped outside. You're not welcome here. We need to work this out, he said. I laughed. You already worked it out, didn't you? You've got a new house. A new life. A whole secret future. Camille tried to speak. I cut her off. Don't. You don't get a voice in this. She shrank back. I want my kids, he said, his voice sharper now. I stepped down from the porch. You don't get to want anything. You made your choice. You think you're walking away clean, but you're not. Not even close. He didn't expect that. He looked confused. Scared. I turned around and walked back inside. My sister called the lawyer. A restraining order followed. The judge granted it fast after seeing the video of him threatening to take the kids by force that I had secretly recorded on my phone. I wasn't going to wait for things to get worse. But I wasn't done either. Travis thought the divorce would be quick. He thought I'd back down. that I'd want peace. He didn't know me at all. I was about to fight for everything. And I wasn't going to play fair anymore. A week after the restraining order was granted, I got a call from Addie's school. "Mrs. Harper, your husband tried to pick up your daughter this afternoon." I froze. "He's not on the list," the secretary added quickly. And we followed protocol. But Addie got scared. I drove to the school like a madwoman. When I got there, Addie was sitting in the office with red eyes and her arms wrapped around her backpack. She didn't even look up when I came in. Just whispered, "Why is Dad being so weird?" I had no answer. I pulled her into my arms and held her, whispering, "You're safe. I promise." That night, I added a private security service to both kids' schools and got them burner phones with GPS tracking. I didn't care if it was overkill. I didn't trust Travis anymore. I didn't know what he was capable of now that the mask was off. The next twist came from Camille. She called me. Blocked number. I don't know why I answered, but I did. "Rachel, I'm sorry." "Don't." "No, listen. I didn't know about the money. I didn't know he was trying to take everything from you." I stayed silent. "He told me you were leaving him. That you didn't want the kids. That you were mentally unwell." I almost dropped the phone. I believed him. "God, I'm so stupid," she said, crying. "Why are you telling me this now?" "Because I just found out I'm pregnant." I didn't say a word. She continued, "He said we were starting over. But then I found the second phone. The one he's been using to talk to another woman." I closed my eyes. "Of course. He's cheating on you too?" I asked flatly. "Yeah." Camille started sobbing. I hung up. The next day, I went back to my lawyer. I want it all. Full custody. The house. The accounts. Everything. He nodded. "Then it's time to go nuclear." We filed a formal petition with all the evidence. The hidden funds, the mistress, the attempt to take the kids, the second mistress, the restraining order violations. My lawyer scheduled a deposition for Travis. I made sure it was public. I sat in the back of that room and watched him squirm as the truth came out piece by piece. My lawyer shredded his lies, showed the bank records, read the emails, played the recording of Camille's phone call. Yes, I recorded it. Iowa's a one-party consent state. Travis sat there, pale and sweating, looking like a man watching his life crumble. Because that's exactly what was happening. But then came the biggest twist. During the legal digging, my forensic accountant found something else. Travis hadn't just been stashing money. He had been embezzling from his own company. Forged invoices. Fake vendors. Payments funneled through Camille's cousin's business, one that didn't even exist. I handed it all over. To his boss. To the IRS. To the police. Travis was arrested within 72 hours. Wire fraud. Tax evasion. Corporate theft. The man who once told me he was building our future was now facing 15 years in federal prison. And I still wasn't done. Travis spent 2 nights in jail before he made bail. Camille left him the same day. She sent me a long email afterward, but I didn't bother reading most of it. I didn't need her guilt. I had enough weight to carry. And even though she tried to do the right thing at the end, she still helped him lie for months. She still smiled at my kids like she wasn't gutting their family. I told her not to contact me again. The trial was set for 3 months out. The company wanted to bury him. So did the feds. I just wanted him out of my life, but I stayed involved in the case. I testified. I gave every scrap of evidence I had. By the time the divorce was finalized, the judge awarded me full custody of both kids. I kept the house, the savings, even the retirement accounts. Travis didn't fight it. He couldn't. He had no cards left. The last time I saw him before the trial, he looked like a ghost. Hollow eyes, hair thinner, skin blotchy, like all the lies had started eating him from the inside out. He said, "I never meant to hurt you." I replied, "You didn't just hurt me. You burned everything. And I meant it. He got 11 years in prison. Camille had the baby 2 months later. She never put Travis's name on the birth certificate. My kids don't ask about him anymore. Sometimes Josh still draws pictures of a man with a beard holding his hand. But when I ask who it is, he shrugs and changes the subject. Addie stopped calling him Dad. Now she just says him. We all changed. Now here's where I admit my own fault. I stayed too long. I trusted too hard. I let love turn me into a servant and routine turn me blind. I saw the signs years ago. Late nights. The random tension. The lies about where he'd been. But I ignored them. I made excuses. I believed him when he said he was building our future. The truth is, he was building his. Mine was left in the wreckage. But not anymore. Last week, I finally sold the house. We're moving to Colorado. A fresh start. A small place, closer to my sister's new home. The kids are excited. They don't ask about Travis. They don't even bring up Iowa. And as I packed the last box, I found an old lunch bag at the back of a drawer. His banana sticker still inside. Sandwich crumbs. Faint smell of mustard. I stared at it for a while. Then I walked it outside and dropped it in the trash. Some things don't deserve to be held onto. Some people don't either.